The Thunderhawk banked. The great salt waste slipped by, an endless tract of white, flat as paper, tinted a barely perceptible pink by the glow of Baal's parent star. It was hard to credit now, but until Dante had experienced artificial illumination and the colors of other stars, he had never seen true white. Every color in the system and everything in the red scar beyond its bound was populated by the shades of blood. Something as big as the waste could not fail to impress, but its featureless nature undid the spectacle of its size, making it inconsequential. Human experience gave scale to all things. Without it, the enormity of the universe, the size of its stars, the sweep of its oceans, the number of suns, worlds, and of men was incomprehensible. So it was the great salt waste. It was both magnificent and nothing from the air. Dante watched the waste through the ship's auguries, sampled it through his sophisticated sensorium. He understood it now like he could not before, but he could never know it. No man could. Black shapes on the salt drew his attention, crawling beetles slow over the land. "Brother Valaston," he said. The servant of the armory, piloting the ship, turned to look at Dante, his rust-colored armor a subtly different shade to the blood red of Dante's own. "Put down there, by the nomads," he said. "We are not due to stop here, brother captain," said the tech marine. "Our schedule demands we pass on to the cell town and edify the locals there. All must hear the call of the trial. There are youths in those roamers. They have as much right as any to be informed of their chance." "The Salt clans are small and scattered," said Valaston. "Few recruiters will be found among them." In the communication station behind the pilot and co-pilot seat, Lawrence laughed. "You invest the independence of the armory too strongly, brother. Do as the captain says." "He may be assigned herald and captain, but he has not ordered me to set down," said Valaston. "I follow the direction of a master of the blade, and the schedule I have tells me to head next to Celltown." The tech marine looked to Dante to see if he would be ordered. Dante remained silent. "Do it for the graces, you damn fool," said Lawrence. "The captain wishes to go home. He was one of those guys' few recruits." Valaston glanced at Dante. "As you wish, Sergeant." "Captain." He pushed the flight stick forwards, engines hallooing. The Thunderhawks sped towards the caravan. They came in fast, landing before the lead vehicle. The caravan stopped abruptly. It was so similar to his own clan, Dante thought. There was the great hauler in the center. Not so impressive now. He had seen void ships in the Arx Angelicum and 36 roamers. It looked like the one he had been born in. It could have been for all he knew. The population spilled out of their homes, pointing at the ship. The men organized themselves into a loose phalanx, fingers ready on spring gun triggers. They were waiting when Dante strode out of the front of the Thunderhawk, and the whole clan stood in nervous silence. Dante halted. The wind made his cloak and banner snap. Now that he was there, he realized he had no clear reason for coming down and speaking. Was it nostalgia? Kinship? The people were so malnourished, stunted by hard living. They were dirty, the few parts of their exposed skin blistered with chemical and radiation poisoning. He was an angel, perfect. He felt no connection to them. He was disappointed and regretted his impulsive decision. Still, he had a task to perform. He would see it done. "Let it be known that the time of the Dupes Lunaris is nigh upon us," said Dante, his amplified voice roaring across the salt flats. 50 youths will be chosen and taken to the Arx Angelicum upon Baal. They are to dwell with us in brotherhood and fight the wars that must be fought against the foes of man. If there be any here with the guile and the courage to attempt our testing, let him make his way to us at Angel's Fall, so that he might be judged among the rest. "Angel's Fall is a long way from here," someone muttered in the crowd. He had his voice pitched very low, not knowing Dante's enhanced senses could hear. Dante rested his hand upon the pommel of his sword and surveyed the silent crowd again. There was nothing. No feeling. No sign of any kin. He scolded himself. What had he expected? To see his father come out to beg his forgiveness and protest his love? The man was long dead. Dante had no kin but his battle brothers. He turned to go, but a boy burst from the crowd and ran towards him. His mother gasped and called him back. The men shifted unsurely. So this was what happened when you were confronted by your legends. Fear. But the boy was not afraid. He came right up to Dante, staring at him with wonder. Then, hesitantly, Dante turned again and looked down at him. Other children came forward, a little shrugging off the protective hands of their parents, but no one dared come so close. "You are an angel, a servant of the great angel," said the boy. "I am," said Dante. "There are stories of one boy from our clan who ran away to join them more than 100 years ago. Do you know him? Are the stories true?" "I know a man who was a boy," said Dante. "He ceased to believe in stories the day his mother was buried in the salt, along with his brother, who never had the chance to take a single breath in his life." "You know him?" The boy's eyes widened. "It is true he sailed the seas of the void and battled dragons? Did his gifts give him wings and power to run through the stars? Is it true that he became the Lord of Angels?" "Most stories are not true," said Dante. "But what this boy failed to grasp when he lost his belief is that in stories lies the essence of truth, and that way a fiction can sometimes be truer than fact." "Are you him?" Dante did not reply. The boy was undaunted. "They say I am brave. Could I become an angel like you, my lord? Is that possible?" Dante stared down at this wretched youth. He seemed far away, barely reaching Dante's waist. But there, yes, perhaps there was the kinship he sought. In this boy he saw himself. "Anything is possible, boy. If one has determination and will and courage, there can be no failure. I am living proof of that, and, as my word is my bond, I shall ever remain to be so." He looked to the crowd. "The trial begins in 4 moons' time. By the blood of the great angel, spread the word." Leaving the boy to stare after him, Dante returned across the deserts of his childhood and re-entered the Thunderhawk, his thoughts already turning to his next war.